And we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Swans Walk, a live edition this week. We've got Rich, Hugh, and a brand new face, Will. Welcome to the pod, mate. Is my mic on? Oh, hang on.
Yeah,
James
you're
just
right.
joined us. James has just
joined me, boys. Much appreciated.
There we are. Hang on.
Hello, George.
How are we, James, pal?
Yeah, good. Thanks, boys. You?
There we go. We got you in the middle. We got you in the middle now, James.
Right in the middle where you want to
Right
be.
in the middle.
Yeah. Centre of attention as always, boys.
Yeah.
And we're live.
And we're live. Right. We may as well just get straight into the game reaction. We have got game reaction / review. Great win on the weekend. Playoff Madness, which has officially been announced, is going to expand to eight teams. S this week is for sponsor, our favourite sponsor, or what sponsor pops into our head when we think of Swansea City. And then, Will, you're new to this, so this is fresh for you. We're doing the A to Z of Swansea City, what makes Swansea great. And this week we've got T, and it could be used for tune or etc. Whatever, whoever gets into your head, a T. So a player, manager, a team, whatever, Right, we may as well just kick off with the game. Okay. What do you think of that, boys?
Well, it wasn't bad, was it? Let's be fair, Good team we played against Stoke. It was a really good game until the red card as well. I had to say, both sides were right in it. And as a contest, I thought this is going to be tough, First, when they get the goal, probably go on and win. But that red card changed everything really as such. And I think we were dominant from that. It was just a case of how do we get a goal against one of the teams with the best defences in the league, So, thoroughly good performance, though.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange game, wasn't it? Because it could have just gone either way. But, some bizarre decisions by the ref in the first couple of minutes. I mean, that people were complaining about the Sober Thomas sending off. He should have gone before that. There was an incident right before it. And it feels like, that offside goal kind of felt like they were levelling it up there because they knew he should have been sent off. So it's a strange one. Nice to see Josh Key playing well again, lads. I thought he had a really solid game on Saturday. It's just good to see him back in the starting 11 and looking full of confidence again.
I'd say that completely with the.
I think he's back to his best,
Yeah, he's starting to find his feet again now, isn't he? It's really just settling in. He's calm. I think he had a hell of a game. Well, he was playing the match, so it says a lot, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, his goal line period.
Comparing him now to the start of the season, he's like a new signing. Where was this at the start of the season? But
it's worth two signings, I'd say, as well, because it puts Galbraith back in midfield where he belongs as well. So It's not just this, like him being a new signing, having him back as a right back. It's great to have Galbraith where he should be as well, where he's just unbelievable. So it's better news all round, really. And like I say, he had a great game, brilliant goal line clearance. He was solid, reliable. Good win overall. I think my name speaks for itself. Their fans have been absolute poor losers, sober losers, should we say? So, and we were wrong. Well, they should have had a red card up in Stoke as well. So justice, sweet.
I was just about to say, Hugh, you've knocked on the head.
I remember that.
You knocked on the head of the sober this week. Was it a fair red card? I think so.
Oh yeah,
it was a fair red card.
Yeah, I mean, I think Franco's made a little bit of a meal out of it, but like I said, justice for him getting away with an absolute stonewall yellow card literally 2 minutes before. Just a fantastic head loss from him. Gets away with one, then immediately goes back up and kicks out to someone. He can blame no one but himself for that.
Yeah,
exactly. What do we think of Cullen's goal then? Look at that. What a goal.
According to Mark Robbins, it was a rubbish goal.
I wouldn't listen to him if he told me water was wet. I mean, it was a hell of a goal. But, it's mad because he had a really terrible moment just before. I think we were all cursing him where he picked it up and we're on a counter and he falls over the ball or whatever. And then he goes and does that. So, it was brilliant to us.
Yeah. It's like the duality of Cullen, and it's like you'll have an absolute honk at 1 second, and then the next minute he's scoring halfway line goal. It's like, which one you're going to get? Who knows? But I think it's just fantastic. Goal week, maybe goal of the month. Who knows?
He's got two important goals, two very important goals against them and Preston as well. And I think he's just an impact sub. I think that's where he belongs. He's not a starting player for me. He doesn't know where he Long's best. He's best off the bench, and he's a good squad player to have. But I think he's a starting 11 for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I know one for stats, but you just got to look at his goals. With it, 5 goals this season, 4 of them have come from when he come on off the bench, and all to get us points as well. Not just a consolation, like the one up in Hull where he started. So I think that just says it all, doesn't it? He's better when he comes on off the bench to affect the game, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't get the negativity around him from some of our fans, because if you look back at all the time that he's been in and around the main first 11 or the squad with ourselves, he's always been at his best when he's either been coming on as an impact player or he's been playing alongside someone. Like his best goal scoring patches came when he was playing alongside another striker, or he'd make the most out of him when there was someone else on the pitch. I get people get frustrated when they see him starting and he's probably seen as at the 9 in the formation, but yeah, I think he pops up and chips in with some really important goals. He's going to work his backside off you. He's never going to down tool. So, yeah, I'm always happy to see him come on, because for a fact, like I said, he's just a pest. Isn't he? 70 minutes into the game, knackered, and you've got him running at you or Melko Adele running at you. So, yeah, I really do think he does give us something that sometimes we're lacking.
Yeah, I think as well, point out, big game player. He's one of those players you can rely on in a top game. You won't go missing. You'll be there. Just not so long ago, think back to Cardiff last year. He scored that really important goal. I'm a big fan of Liam Cullen. I got a lot of time for him. I think he's got plenty of opportunities to come, and Matos particularly likes him as well. I think he's spoke to him really highly after the game on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, we may as well move on to the news that's finally been confirmed that the playoff spots have been expanded upon. What do we make of that? It's just going. I've said at the start, it's playoff madness. I think it is going to be absolute madness, because you've got 2 extra teams in it now, and we don't know how that's going to pan out. Could it be great? Who knows?
Can I start the rant, please? Because
honestly, a Rich Bond rant.
Seriously, now, if you want to move a playoff, which works perfectly, you want to break that. It's 4 teams, works brilliant. It's no more extra games there. The best team will go up. Okay, you got 3rd to 6th. That's just about right. You can argue you finished 3rd, you just missed out by a point or something, that you're not going up. And then all of a sudden now they want to say someone coming down in 8th place, who could be about 20 points behind the team in 3rd, are going to take their place at the end of the season. It's ridiculous. They do it in rugby. It just Super Club rugby, whatever it is. And it's just like, I'm baffled by it. So it's money related. Seriously, Sky wanting
100%.
a little bit more. And it's absolutely ridiculous.
So Sky can show more games as well, isn't it? That's literally what it is.
I was just about to say it's probably Sky behind it 100%.
Oh, of course it is. Everything like that.
Yeah.
But for me, Rich is spot on. I think it was last year or the year before, the team that finished 3rd and the team that finished 8th, there was 35 points between them, right?
I think it was.
You look at the performance of the teams that went down last year, how poor were some of them? They barely even got to double figures, right? Some of the teams last year. They were shocking. And that's the teams that went up in the top 3. How bad do you think 8th team will be to go up? How are they going to be? Going to get absolutely battered. It's more parachute payments coming down as well. More team parachute payments who don't deserve it, who are going to be dreadful. It's just going to be a vicious cycle as well. It's going to perpetuate more poor teams going up and getting battered.
Yeah, it just seems to be, I think it's very much in favour of, you've got those batch of teams that come down that are always in and around the top 10. So I think it plays massively into their hands as well. We're all sick and tired of seeing the same teams occupying the playoff spot every single year. And I just think that's just going to give those teams who still, like you said, have that parachute payment money, they're going to have sort of last chance saloon of getting in there, even though, like you said, they could be 30 odd points off 3rd place and should be nowhere near it. I'd even be sceptical. Even if we finished in 8th place and we're miles off it as well, you're going to go in there, you're going to get battered. I don't see how in the long run this is going to make things better. Like you said, the current format works. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. I think it's all a money spinner, isn't it? It's got to be down to TV rights, and that's more than likely the driving factor behind it.
Yeah,
I agree. And I think Hugh, you just said that the quality of whoever finishes 8th, you said last year 35 points between them and 3rd. Well, it's exactly this point. Do you think Millwall are on the same level as Southampton? I don't think so. I think Southampton's nowhere near as Millwall. Do you think Coventry's the same level as Southampton? Do Southampton deserve to be back in the Prem? I don't think so. They've had a terrible season, so it gives them a chance to go back up, and without a shadow of doubt, they'll come straight back down. They'll be the whipping boys.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen it before. It's just terrible. You know, does that mean they'll expand League One playoff positions now? League Two, National League? National League have been crying out for it for years.
Yeah.
That's a good point, actually. It is just the Championship, isn't it? They haven't
Yeah.
mentioned League One or League Two, have they?
As soon as it was announced, I saw that the National League sides who, you know, there's only one up and one down, isn't it?
Mad.
Something like that. And they won 3 up and 3 down from League Two and National League. So are they going to change that up? Probably not. You know, and it just proves the point. It's just Sky. It's Sky controlling it.
Yeah, the only benefit you would probably say is, okay, you get the more games, more thrilling for the fans, I guess, keep your season open. But, you know, I try and look at everything as a positive, right? You know, changes make things more exciting. Anything's going to make the game better for the fans, because that's at the end of the day, that's the thing you want. But if it's just going to make the players play more games and extend the season that little bit longer, less rest again, we've got enough games. We don't want any more games.
I think the thing, what I worry about is, imagine you've got someone in that playoff category who's playing some of the best football in the league, and like you said, they've just missed out on automatics by 1 point. Can you imagine them then, like, playing the 8th place side, who's probably been like grinding out 1-0 all season, like, and playing terrible football? Can you imagine them getting to the final and then beating a team who's unlucky to get, miss out by 1 point? Talk about entertainment factor. You've got to factor that into it as well. People could literally just do an Arsenal this season, just grind their way to it. And that's not going to increase the quality, is it? It's going to be, you open the door for a team who's arguably less suited to go up, and then they'll end up be sitting rock bottom of the Premier League. So I struggle to see the main positives on it, really.
Yeah, and you could end up getting the ref that we talked about last week here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we won't get into that. James should have been for it. We wanted a James rant last week. So
it would have been a good
bad.
Yeah.
We say we wanted a.
I'm gutted I missed out on that one, because you all know my feelings on Anthony Taylor after what he did in the Burnley game in the Premier League. I still hate him to this day for that. He gave a handball. Sam Vokes handballs, and he gives a penalty to Burnley. I was like, mate, you should not be officiating if you can't tell there's been claret and white.
Yeah.
Don't worry, mate. I did him for both of us.
You did. Well, you'll get used to it. Will is James is famous for his rants. You should have been here when Alan Sheehan was, it was every week. It was the James show for about 2 months straight.
Justified, though. Absolutely justified.
I'd love to have seen the cortisol levels in my blood whilst he was in charge. I reckon they'd have been through the roof. I think I'd have the highest cortisol level on planet Earth for those last couple of months.
100%. Right, we'll move swiftly on then. Sponsors. Swansea City sponsors. When you think Swansea City, what sponsor comes into your head?
Evening Post.
Yeah. Cracker.
Gulf Foil.
Gulf.
Gulf or Evening Post.
Swansea.com, I'd say.
Yeah.
Number one.
Nice one for me, boys, is 32 red in that nice gold lettering on the centenary kit.
Right. I think
Crackers, really, haven't we, boys? The names have been just rolling off the tongue, haven't they?
Yeah. The last.
We did have a little period where it was just a random betting company every year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like the year we got relegated. It was like Bet UK, and then we had a different betting company, and then all of a sudden we had Swansea Uni then, which we were like, oh my god, this actually looks really nice. But I remember there was like a little period where the sponsors were terrible.
Yeah, we had Le 2 or something, that random orange and blue one. Remember?
That brings back absolute shivers when you think.
Yeah.
The GW is it GWFX one is another good one because of the Europa League, and they had some nice ones on there, didn't they?
Yeah, that wasn't a bad one. I do think about that one quite a bit. Not because it's great, just because it doesn't look like a betting sponsor.
Yeah. Evening Post for me and probably Rich as well. We're older.
Yeah. I'd probably go the same with Gulf or Swansea.com.
Yeah.
I feel like we've done a local business a bit dirty here, though, boys. Nobody said Travel House.
There you go. Trundle, all them,
Yes.
2005, yeah. Lee Trundle. Good job.
Oh, that's beautiful. Right, we'll finish off then. It's been a quick live show tonight, but I want you all to really think now. Put your thinking caps on, lads. Use your brains. T is for T. What gets in a T for Swansea City? I'm going to go with Tune. And my dad brought it up a few weeks ago, and I think they should bring it back as a walkout song for the Swans. I know we've got a Moheed at the minute, and there's whatever walking out, but I think White Riot. White Riot. My dad remembers it all years and years ago. White Riot. He used to walk out to whatever, and he used to bring it back. White Riot. Can't go wrong with it.
Get the blood boiling.
Get the blood boiling.
Yeah, I think T-wise is absolutely loads of players with T's that have been great over the years. I wrote about 5 down just in case I didn't know what would have. So I'm just going to go just slightly out of the wall, but it was when I was quite young, and this was one of the first sort of games I was there with my dad and that, and night game, Martin Thomas for that FA Cup game in 99. And I think that goal he scored, he didn't really score that many. I thought he'd got much more than he did, but that goal, I just remember the team West Ham had. They had like people like Trevor Sinclair. They had like sort of a lot of those young players coming through that went on. I think, I don't know, Julian Dix was playing, the ex-Liverpool. It was a good team, and then Thomas just smashed it from like 25 yards, rattled it. I was like, I love football. This is amazing. This is great.
2 for me. There's obvious one is Trundle, obviously cult hero. Thomas as well. And I'm gonna go random, bit of a wild cult hero. Tian Darley.
Oh, nice.
He was a bit of a character. Quite liked him.
I've got a bona fide club legend from the Premier League days, boys. Remember all the fuss about us signing him? Frank Taberneau.
Oh, Frank Taberneau. That was a little shirt as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember seeing clips of him when we signed him. I was like, wow, this guy looks like he's going to tear it up down the left hand side. And then I watched him play against York City in like one of the first rounds of the Carabao Cup, and I was like, that is not the guy I've just been watching clips of. They don't even look like the same player. And he was getting done for pace by I'm assuming guys who were probably like part timers at the time as well. Like it was unbelievable. I felt like we must have signed his brother or something. Maybe Frank Taberneau for me.
Will.
I would have said Trundle, but there's probably 2 in my head, and that is Travel House, because that was the first kit I ever had, and it had Trundle on the back, so I had the full kit. So that would be one. The other it's a bit of a random player, but I just remember just this guy just absolutely creased me when he was playing for us, especially because he didn't even play in this game, and that'd be Tommy Butler. When he, I think it was like he threatened to kill Mike Dean or something, and he was swearing at him and going through the tunnel in Ninian Park. And I remember Kev Johns saying, "How can you understand? I swear he was swearing at him in Gaelic or whatever." Yeah. But Travel House and Tommy Butler.
Was that the game
Tommy Butler never had a good game for the Swans, hardly. But he did have that one up in Sheffield United. I remember going to that one, and I think he looked like a world beater on that day. They were just come down from the Prem, or they were high up or whatever, wasn't it? And he was powering down that flank. I don't know what he had for his breakfast on that day. Crazy.
I'm surprised no one said that. We all dream of a team of Alan Tates. So no one said.
I had Tate in my mind, but I was thinking someone's going to say him.
No one said Tate.
Think.
Legend.
Well. Absolutely shocking. Right, we've got Pompey tomorrow. A quick prediction from you all. I'm going to go 2-1 win for Swans. I know it's an away game. I'm very optimistic.
Same, 2-1.
Must win. Yeah, I'm going to go as well. We have to win that game. Be a lot of changes in the team, I think, but 2-1.
I'm going to go 2-0. I think we'd do a clean sheet away from home again as well, like with Watford. I think no reason why we can't back up what we did Saturday with a convincing performance. So 2-0 for me.
Yeah. Well,
I think we'll grind out a 1-0 win. I'll say, why not? Like we do an away win.
Yeah, and Wrexham Friday, boys, isn't it? That's the thing.
Oh, I don't even start the commentary with Sky Sports. That's shocking.
Oh,
at least they'll be less biased than Don Goodman, though.
Don Goodman, love a good Don Goodman comment. Yeah.
Well, did you say you go into it?
No, I'm in Benidorm for my mate's stag, so I won't be listening to the commentary. So
you'll be listening.
I think that's a good one. Right?
You'll be listening to it in Spanish instead.
I wouldn't understand what they're saying, but it would be better than listening to Ryan Reynolds.
I was about to say, you're probably better off, to be honest.
Badly dubbed.
Badly dubbed.
Yeah.
Right, and lads, cheers for tonight.
Good
We'll
boys.
see you all next week. If you've tuned in for the live show, thank you very much. And we'll see you all next week. Thank you, boys.
Nice one. See you in a bit.
Cheers.
Good guys.
Cheers.